Well, we talk very often, and especially if, when people see these videos, I think it's important. We talk about the results and the bottom line and the revenue increases and the conversion increases and all of that. Of course, it's important. It's why we have jobs. It's doing the right thing for our companies. But I think the one thing, and this is what I want to ask you about, that I think is sometimes overlooked, is to me, and others I've talked to also, is this approach of discovery and testing and hypothesis and experiments and customer supremacy and learning from the customer. It's a lot more fulfilling. So, earlier in my career, the closest you'd get to a customer test. So I did an article, I do like ads in the Wall Street Journal, right? And so the copywriter before me, their ad would pull for 6 weeks. Like that's how they would determine success. If the phone was ringing, and to a lesser extent later, like, people were visiting the website. If the phone was ringing, okay, week 1, week 2, week 3, we don't need to replace the ad yet. Week 5, week 6, it's falling off. Okay, we got to stop running that ad. So I'm going to brag for a second. When I went in and I did that ad, 6 months, I got it pulling for 6 months. That was exciting. That was this kind of small level of excitement. So It's more about me though, right? So I felt like, well, I'm pretty smart. I wrote a good headline, right? I wrote a good ad. But the exciting thing when you go that step deeper, now you got to write 2 headlines or 3 headlines or 3 ads or, different hypotheses and actually really think about that customer and learn about them. I mean, that's fun. That's fun. Learning about other people, to me at least, that's fun. I mean, how was it for you, Flint?
You're exploring the mystery of the mind. Now, this sounds, I know, strange, but I went into this field because I thought it was the most important field in all of the universe. And if that sounds preposterous, I'll tell you this. I grew up part of the time at least, in the bush. My father was a missionary in the Yukon Territory, and he lived his whole life for what he thought was the best way to invest himself and his energy. And I don't agree with him on everything, but he is my best friend. And he did impress upon me the importance of living purposefully. And I think it seems so radical to say that, particularly if your dad was a pastor, that, marketing is the place where you can do the most. But here's what occurred to me. The whole world rotates on this word yes. In a social dynamic, nothing is accomplished until there is a yes. Yes is what drives everything. Rome didn't rule with legions. The legions had to first say yes to the emperor, and often they didn't, and there were all sorts of troubles in their history. The power to achieve yes, the kind of yes that leads to metanoia or a conversion, is explosive. It's dynamic. And in my mind, if I could understand why I said yes, I could untangle the knot inside of myself, and I could do something meaningful with impact in the world. So I discovered, hey, I can commercialize that research and pay for it. And that's how the lab was born. But ultimately, as strange as it may sound, if you were to ask me today, you get to start over. What do you want to do that could have the greatest impact with your life? I want to study one question. Why do people say yes?